Today I'm going to be explaining why I stance my Corvette. First off, I'm going to explain to you guys why I even got my first Corvette, and most people see the C5 and the C4s as kind of the ugly ducklings of the Corvettes. It's kind of a little bit more of a sentimental thing. My grandfather had them, and it's just something that I saw a lot as I was a child, and it's something that I always knew I wanted. Whenever I was first looking into getting a car, I always wanted a C5Z, and obviously I had the opportunity to, and I went forth and did it, and I'm very happy with my decision. I love driving this thing around. I've been detailing this one for about a week or two now, and I have no issues at all, and even at this height. So before I was gonna buy a second car, of course I wanted to look at my Corvette and see if, you know, going low is even possible, because obviously I don't want to be going through LS1 oil pans all the time. Now, if my oil pan ever does decide to break, I'll probably eventually do some sort of battle pan, just because there are steel oil pans that are available for these engines. So before I got a second Corvette as a stance project, of course I went ahead and checked on the first one, make sure that there weren't going to be any kind of issues. Of course there's going to be some things that you're going to run into while you're, you know, doing something relatively new to a certain platform, especially Corvettes. There's not really anyone that's quite this low. There is one or two other people I know that are pretty low, but I believe I am the lowest static C5 Corvette. Now, checking my first Corvette and seeing that there wasn't really too much that should cause too much of an issue, I went ahead and bought the second car. I knew that there was coilovers available and that there was going to be plenty of parts, and that I was going to be able to get everything to make the car what I wanted it to be. And of course, the point of getting a second Corvette was to mainly just keep the red one as a daily driver and not to modify that one too much, just kind of keep that one how it is. Of course, I'd like to do some kind of cam headers and stuff like that, some simple stuff that's not really going to affect the drivability, such as stancing the fuck out of it would. Though a lot of people don't really like the looks of the C5s, the C5s are actually one of my favorite body styles, and again, it's just because it's something that I think I've kind of grown up and just saw them around, and it's something that I've grown to like. And I personally love these body styles. Obviously, the pop-up headlights is a downfall, along with the Miatas and stuff like that. You know, any pop-up headlights, they don't really look good when they're up, but I think it looks really clean and nice when they're down. And I think for a clean stance project like what I'm going for in this car, it should look amazing. So the reasoning behind doing a Corvette is not only because of the rarity of seeing a stance build. I mean, there are some people who have done some kind of stance builds, but there's not really anyone that's been as fitted as I plan to be. I know there are some exceptions. There are a few other Corvettes that are low and they have some fitment and stuff, but there's no one that's going to be quite on my level. And I think that it will be really cool for people to see something different when you go to a show, rather than just a bunch of Nissans, Hondas, and stuff like that. I think it'd be really awesome to have some USDM in there. Of course, I could have bought a lot of different cars with the money that I put into this car. I could have bought a really nice 240, I could have done a really nice build, but you gotta understand here, I'm doing what I want to do. I hope that you guys enjoy what I want. The thing is that this car is for me. This is what I want to do, and this is my vision. This is something that I've wanted to do, and this was priority over all of the other cars. You know, eventually I'll get to things like 240s and some other stuff that I suggested before getting this car. This is just something that I really wanted to do, and I had the opportunities to do it. I found this car. It was the perfect color for what I wanted, so I didn't have to get it repainted, but yet it would still be good looking. And I think that this will be an awesome project when it's done, and I can't wait to show you guys the finished project. The ultimate goal of this project is to basically be a clean, simple stance build, but just with a car that it's not usually done with. There is one big show that I do really want to take this thing to, and it's Stance Wars Seattle. That's really kind of, obviously honestly, if I can't make it to that, I won't really be too butthurt, but that's kind of just my goal. I want it to be ready at least by that time of year. And I think it's around June, July, somewhere around there, and I will have this car done, hopefully months before then. I don't really have too much to do. All I need is wheels, tires. I already ordered wheels. Tires won't take long at all. There are some other body modifications that I'm gonna do, and then the front end of the car needs to be repainted. Other than that, there's not really too much that I wanna do, besides a little bit of interior things. I wanna do seats, steering wheel, harness bar, harnesses. It's still up in the air whether or not I strip the interior and maybe kind of paint it like a crazy green color and then do like a half cage or something like that. Not really too sure. You guys can go ahead and voice your opinions in the comments below, and I will make sure to take them into account. Anyways, guys, I hope that cleared it up for you guys a little bit more on what this project is all about. Now, last things last, this car is going to be a stance project over a drift project. At some point, I do plan to try and drift this thing, but my first main priority is stancing. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and peace out.